One thing we have always tried to establish when it comes to investing into the Abuja real estate market, as real estate professionals who knows what they are doing in this very market, is to ensure that we communicate to you that real estate is different in the city of Abuja compared to other cities in all of Nigeria. And there are several factors for this particular topic. Now, in this third video, what I'll be getting into is the basic title document, right, that supersedes your normal CFO, and also mentioning a few documents that is not really visible in your state jurisdiction when it comes to investing into the Abuja related market. This particular subject matter was treated on a webinar that was held sometime last week, right? And I decided to do this video to put out this particular information that there are some documents, there are some title documents that supersedes a normal CFO. Now, something I've always tried to say on this particular YouTube channel is that when you come to the Abuja Land Administration, there are two different types of CFO, there are two different types of RFO, which I have always stated that we have both the statutory title and also we have the customary title. Now, the statutory titles are titles that are allocated by the federal government themselves, which is the preceding authority when it comes to the land administration here in this very city. Then the second one, which is the customary title, is allocated by your local council, also known as the local government in a state jurisdiction, and your area council in this very city. Now, we have other documents that supersedes this very title document. Other title document that supersedes both the CFO and the RFO are your letter of intent or your minister's consent, right? And then we'll be talking about the minister's consent first. Now, the minister's consent is also a CFO in a type of way, but because the CFO cannot be allocated to two different persons, the name now given to it is now called your minister's consent or your governor's consent in a state jurisdiction. The basic explanation of this very title document is that you buy a land and there was already a CFO for that very land, and you, the recent buyer, now wants the CFO to be in your name. What will now apply is that the governor or the minister will now stamp on that particular title document and then acknowledge that there is already a CFO for that particular property. And what is happening now is that we are doing a change of the name of that very title document. That is basically the explanation of the minister's consent or the governor's consent. The next title document that is really not found in your state jurisdiction but also mainly found in the Abuja real estate market is your letter of intent for mass housing. Now, you might have heard of this a few times on this particular YouTube channel, but now I'll be explaining in full details what the letter of intent for mass housing definitely means. Right, so this is basically a contract binding the government and that particular developer that the government is allocating this set portion of land to that developer to develop within a period of years. And if those set terms are not met within that specified period of time, the government has the right to collect that said land back from the developer. Now, something that makes this a bit interesting, right, is that if the developer meets with the terms and the conditions of that particular contract, then the government will now tell the developer to invite every subscriber to come and collect their CFO for that particular property. That means when you are buying into a property that has a letter of intent, right, and then the developer meets up with the specified period of time and also the specified period of development that is expected for that very land, you as a subscriber has the right to go and apply for a CFO in that very jurisdiction, right? So these are some of the things that are really not found in your state jurisdiction, but things that you should take note of as an investor who really wants to play actively in the city of Abuja, right? And then something I would also want to add on top of everything I have said so far in this very video is that, like I have stated earlier, there are two different types of CFO, there are two different types of RFO, and as an investor, you have to be cautious because when you are on a sales call with any developer or with any realtor, as it were, you have to ask who allocated that very CFO. It could be the local council or it could be the FCD authorities. And also the preceding authority of this very market is the FCD authority. Therefore, they are the only ones that have the right to allocate lands in this very city, leaving all other lands exposed for both demolition and also for revocations. If this video has been useful for you so far, do ensure to subscribe to this very channel because we do this every single time, educating you on how you can make the best related investment decisions in this very city. My name is Alifune David, and I am the real estate broker in the city of Abuja who is committed to bringing you the absolute best of real estate, educating you, and also bringing you the most affordable real estate investment opportunities in this very city. I look forward to hearing from you concerning investing into the city of Abuja. Until then, stay safe.